Hello gamers, and welcome to another episode of Solo Spelunking. And this will be session 0 of my new role-playing series that I will start on this channel. And in this session 0 I will go over my character and I will tell you what kind of adventure I will be playing, what rules I will be using, and I want to show you something else. That is my mobile solo RPG gaming kit, if you will. But first things first, after Galen's untimely demise in my Star Wars session, I think it is time to start a new role-playing series. And I'm purposely not calling this a campaign because I don't really have a clear outline or goal or overarching story in my mind at the moment. I mean, Galen, he had a purpose. He had to basically clear his name and try to figure out the fate of his parents. But in this series I'm going to start now, I will not have this kind of external drive or motivation or overarching story. So what will I be doing? As you can see here, I will be playing a fantasy role-playing series, but I will not be using Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, 4th edition, 3rd edition, or any edition Dungeons and Dragons rules. I will use this adventure, however, Dungeons and Dragons Reavers of Harkenwold. It is an adventure that I think it came with the 4th edition Game Master's kit. I'm not sure. I was also very heavily invested in 4th edition. Think of it what you will. I will not go in any discussion about editions here or edition wars or whatever. I liked it because it had a very good tactical skirmish combat system, and in my opinion in 4th edition you basically got 2 games in one package. You got a role-playing game, but you also got a tactical miniatures game that you could use, or you could use the mechanics to also play board game like Dungeon Delves if you were so inclined, and that was especially useful for me as a solo player. But I'm not into 4th edition anymore. I'm also not into 3rd or 5th edition. The reason is not that I do not like Dungeons and Dragons, but the reason is that when I play solo, I prefer very rules-light systems. I don't want to get bogged down too much in calculations, in NPC creations, in balancing encounters and all that kind of stuff. And I also like, or what I do like about solo play is that you actually have the opportunity to try out different systems that you probably would not try out with a group or play with a group. So this is another reason for me that I like about playing solo. So I will be playing in a Dungeons and Dragons setting. I will be playing in this Nantir Vale setting, which was introduced in 4th edition. This is called like a Points of Light setting. So the thing is, here in 4th edition, in this Points of Light setting, you didn't have these huge human or other empires. You had basically these little points of light, pockets of civilization. And around that you had an untamed and dangerous wilderness, basically. And 4th edition took place in the world of Nerath or Nerat. I don't know how it's pronounced, and it was not very detailed, at least not when 4th edition came out. But I do like this idea of this basically unexplored point of light setting, and I'm fond of the Nantir Vale as well. So we will play in this point of light setting in the Nantir Vale. And but I will be using and I will go over my character in a second. I will be using my Cairn variant that I'm calling Heroic Cairn because of 3 minor adjustments that I made. And I will also add 2 little things, but I will go into this shortly. Alright, so this is where the adventure will take place. It is called Reavers of Harkenwold, so it will take place in this barony of Harkenwold. And yeah, I'm playing this public adventure solo, and we will just see how it goes. I will convert from 4th edition to Cairn more or less on the fly. I read some online articles about how to convert monsters and yeah, how to determine hit protection and stuff like that. So I will basically wing it, and yeah, and we will just see how this goes. So will we be playing this adventure, and now I will be going over my character. So my character is, let me get this up here because I want to show you something. My character is, I hope you can see it, Vincent de Vega, and he's a human male, and he's an adventurer, scoundrel, and rogue. So basically, yeah, your standard adventurer. I was not very lucky. I created him off camera, so I got only strength of 9, dexterity of 11, and will of 9, and this is because of my heroic Cairn variant, which states that if you roll a stat below 9, you raise it to 9. So actually I rolled an 8 on both of these. I got to raise them to 9, and only dexterity was slightly above average with a roll of 11. Also, for my hit protection, I rolled a 1 on a d8. In Heroic Cairn, you roll hit protection with a d8, and Heroic Cairn says if you roll below 5, you raise it to 5. So basically not a very good start. The bare minimum that a character in Heroic Cairn basically has. This is my fate point. If you remember from my Cairn miniature delves, every player character in Heroic Cairn has a fate point. It is a once-in-a-lifetime resource that can negate or prevent the effects of critical damage, but only once. And for level progression, I'm using a milestone system. So whenever I complete a combat or reach what I would consider a milestone, I will make a check mark here, and when I got 3 milestones, I will gain a level, and then I will erase the check marks with an eraser, and it'll start over again. So no tracking of experience points. Yeah, I'm level 1, and if I do go up a level, the only thing that really happens is I roll another d8 for hit protection, and there what I roll is what I get. So if I would roll a 1, I would just get a 1. So this raise to 5 only applies during character creation. Those ability scores up here, they will not increase when I gain a level. I could only increase them by in-game boons or benefits or magic or whatever, but not when I level up. So basically I only get tougher, if you will, and increase my hit protection. So this is my armor rating, a damage reduction of 2. And this is my inventory. As in Cairn, I got 10 inventory slots. I used 8 of them. And these dots here indicate how much space or how many slots an item occupies in my inventory. Or is it called inventory? I don't know how it's pronounced. I don't know, but I call it inventory. So I have a longsword. Basically, by normal Cairn rules, I think this would be a bulky d10 damage item, so it's just a normal sword. So it deals 1d8 and takes up 1 slot, and I also got a dagger. I have an adventurer's belt. I will go into this in a second. A bedroll, 3 rations, a breastplate as armor, which provides damage reduction 2, is bulky, which occupies 2 slots, and a water skin. So this is my inventory. And I said I added 2 more things. To further customize a character. I do like this classless system, but I also like to set certain certain flavors, basically flourishes to a character. I said that every player character in Heroic Cairn also has 3 skills. I can choose 3 skills, and I used the skill list of 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. And I picked Deception, Persuasion, and Sleight of Hand, which fits my Scoundrel Rogue Adventurer theme. And like I said, it's just a small flourish. So basically what a skill does is it gives you a +2 bonus to your stat when you roll a save, and the skill would be applicable. So for example, if I try to fast talk a guard at a city gate, I would make a willpower save, which means I have to roll 9 or less on 1d20. But since I got the deception skill, it will apply, so I get a +2 bonus to my willpower only for this check. So I would have an effective willpower of 11 for this check, so giving me a slightly better chance without being overly powerful. It's just a small flourish that you can add to your character to give him a more defined profile besides your inventory. So this is how these skills work. So if I try to pick somebody's pocket, I would roll a sleight of hand or a dexterity save, but since I got sleight of hand, I would get +2, so I would roll versus a 13. So this is one thing I added, and the other thing is I also added this fray die mechanic because I will play a sole hero, a lonely hero. When I play solo, I prefer to only play one hero. I don't know, it helps me to get into the story, into the character more if I only have to focus on one hero. So I will adjust the encounters on the fly, tune them down a little, and this fray die is an additional opportunity for me during combat to deal damage. So it does not follow the normal Cairn rules where you roll all your damage die and only the highest one counts. This is when I attack. So if I attack with my longsword and dagger, I would roll d8 and d6, and I would take only the higher of these 2. But then after the attack, so this has nothing to do with the attack, I have another opportunity in a round to deal damage by just rolling the fray die. So I imported this from Solo Heroes, and I hope this will make my hero strong enough to, I wouldn't say beat the adventure, but to at least have a chance of success in the adventure. So 10 gold pieces, so this is basically my character. And now I want to talk a little bit about the Adventurer's Belt. The Adventurer's Belt is basically something I came up with, and I made a little card that I want to show you. Oh yeah, there it is, which defines what the Adventurer's Belt is. So basically, the Adventurer's Belt is a sturdy leather belt with a skinning knife in a sheath and 3 belt pouches in the back, left and right. So 3 rectangular leather belt pouches. And pouch 1 contains flint and steel, a tinder box, and a fishing line. So not a rod, just a fishing line with a hook, so that you could improvise a fishing rod. The second pouch contains a signal whistle, a small steel mirror, a piece of soap, and some chalk. And the third pouch, which is on the back, contains a whetstone, a sewing kit, and a thick candle. So basically what this adventurer belt is, it is essential survival gear that you would need as an adventurer, even if you get separated with your bag or from your backpack, or you don't have anything else with you. Just the contents of this belt would allow you to survive. You can take care of your personal hygiene to prevent, I don't know, fleas or whatever. Or you could, wash your clothes. You could mark your way with chalk. Signal whistle, pretty obvious. And steel mirror as well. You could signal with sunlight or try to look around a corner or whatever. And you could build a fire. You could try at least to feed yourself with your fishing hook. You could take care of your weapons with a whetstone, sharpen them. Sewing kit. Yeah, you could either sew some minor cuts and bruises, or of course, take care of holes in your clothing. And if you need some small light source, maybe if you made a makeshift camp in a cavern or whatever, you have a thick, long burning candle to provide you with a little bit of light. So with just the content of this belt, and of course the skinning knife is also obvious. If you catch an animal or fish, you can prepare it, or you could make your own tinder if your tinder runs out, or I don't know. Basically, there are many uses for a knife. So this is an adventurer's belt. If I would have to put a price on it, I would price it somewhere between 10 or 15 gold pieces for the entire package. So I looked at some individual prices, and I think this is about right. I didn't calculate it, but basically every of my adventurer PCs has this adventurer's belt. Think of it as some sort of medieval Batman utility belt, if you will. So this is some basic survival gear, and since it's a belt and mostly small items, it only takes one slot. So this is basically my character, and the adventure will be taking place in this Barony of Harkenwold. So and the other thing I want to show you is my portable gaming kit, because we solo role players, for us, well, I can't speak for everyone. So for me as a solo role player, it is very important to have quick setup times. I'm also on a lot of business trips, so I like to play while I'm away on a business trip, when I'm in the hotel room at night or during the evening. It's a good opportunity to get some gaming in. So I need to be mobile and have a lightweight and useful gaming kit. So basically, if I'm on the move, let's put this away. This small package here is my entire gaming setup that I can use to run basically any kind of game, any style of game. I have, of course, most of the rules digitally, because I got them from DriveThruRPG, or they're free, like itch.io or whatever. So I got them on my phone or my tablet that I take with me. But like I said, I like to do analog gaming with real items and not digital on a phone or tablet with a virtual tabletop or word processor. I like the feel of writing on paper and rolling real dice. So this is my setup. So I can basically take this with me like this, and this is it. So I will show you what is in this mysterious bag. You can maybe hear it makes some noise. But first, let's go over what's here. So of course, some sort of character sheet. I prefer to use these lightweight systems as well, because it's very easy to create a makeshift character sheet on a small piece of paper. So this is my generic battle grid. I do like to visualize combat somewhat and play with some sort of miniature representation, but of course if I'm on the move or if I'm traveling, I can take all my maps with me, and for me I don't really need them. So what I do, I just made a generic battle grid that could basically take the place of whatever I need. So these are blocked squares. This is difficult terrain, and here we have a door, and depending on what you need, let me give you a few examples. Let's say I would encounter someone in a tavern. I could just rule that this is basically the bar, this is the bartender, and this is maybe slippery floor, and these are tables, and this is the entrance to the tavern. So let's say, but I'm in the wilderness now and make camp. So let's say these are tree trunks that are blocking the squares. This is uneven terrain, maybe mud, maybe hills, or gravel or whatever, or underbrush that is difficult terrain. This could be a larger rock, and also this could be some sort of outcropping. So, and I would just ignore this door, basically. I would just, ignore it. So then I could use this for an outdoor encounter. The same if I'm, I don't know, being ambushed in a cave. Then these could be maybe rock pillars or larger stone outcroppings. This could be also slippery floor, and this might be the cave entrance. And it doesn't really actually matter how it looks. I find it very easy to imagine these things in my head if I'm looking just at this neutral representation and just using these things to play out the battle in a tactical sense. So this is my generic battle grid, and I just printed this from printablepaper.net. So 1-inch graph paper. If you Google it, you could just like print it out yourself, make a couple of these, maybe a couple different ones, fold them, and they will fit nicely into this notebook. So then here I got from Mythic Game Master Emulator 2nd edition, just printed out these descriptor and action, basically word tables to get as a random idea generator, to get ideas for random encounters. The same here, 1st edition Mythic event meaning and action, or action subject table. And this is, I got this from Drive-Thru RPG, and this is from Jensen Vars. It is the scene unfolding machine. It's also some solo role-playing tool, and it has some nice action subject and adjective descriptions. So with these tables, and of course these tables, I could basically run any system. So with just this book, put them in like so. With this book and this bag, I can run basically anything on the fly. So what's in this bag now? All right. So in this bag, I do have usually the miniature of my character, or where's the other one? No, I don't have the other one. So basically, I usually have a sci-fi miniature here, maybe, or mostly some scoundrel type. And when I play fantasy, oh, here it is. It's mostly some, adventure. Yeah, so I usually have two different characters in there for two different genres. And my camera just, went out. So now I'm doing continuing my video, and I will have to edit this first time. I have to edit something, so let's see if I am able to actually do it. Gotta look for some editing software and figure it out. So let's see how this looks like in the final version of this video. So what else is in this bag besides my characters? Of course, writing implements. I got 2 pencils, a pencil sharpener, and also, of course, an eraser. My trusty fountain pen, another ink cartridge in case I run out, 2 wet erase non-permanent markers. They're just there, if I play on my acrylic sheet, for example, I can just write directly on it and draw on it and erase it. Then I have tons of small D6s. I think it's 40 of them in 4 different colors, green and red and yellow and white. 10 of each in a convenient size. And from all the other dice, I have 3 of each. So 3D20, 3D8, 3D12, 3D10, and 3D4. And for representing enemies on my generic battle grid, of course I also need generic enemies, I have these board game pieces, wooden board game pieces, in 3 different colors, brown and gray and purple, 6 of each. And so I could say that like the gray ones are usually like guys in metal armor, brown is leather armor or lighter armor, and purple I usually use for arcane types, ropes, demons, whatever. And with these wooden pegs and my characters and my generic battle grid and all these dice, I'm actually able to basically run any kind of system. And if I want some neutral representation that does not really look like like a figure, let's say I'm playing sci-fi and I'd like to represent radar contacts or blips or whatever, I also have these wooden dice that I got from Amazon and in different colors. So I got some of these as well to also represent enemies or other things on the grid, the battle grid or the map. Yeah, so this is basically my on-the-go generic solo gaming kit or bag, and like I said, it packs up very nicely, and it includes all the essentials that you need to run basically whatever game on the fly. This is it. Just throw this in my luggage, in my carry-on luggage, in a backpack, and you're set to go. Yeah, so this is my gaming kit. So what kind of solo or portable or convention gaming kit do you use? Please let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to start session 1 of my new adventure, our adventure, Reavers of Harkenwold, set in the Nentir Vale in the northern region of Nerat. So this is it for today. I will see that I can get these 2 different clips edited together somehow, and I will see you hopefully in the next video. And once again, if you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. It's just 1 click and it's free, and it really helps to grow the channel, because I I think I googled it. I don't know. I think if I have 50 subscribers, I will be able to do a live stream, and this is something I also wanted to try out. So, but therefore I will need at least, I think, 50 subscribers. So please help grow the channel, subscribe, and yeah, I see you hopefully next time. And as always, stay safe and stay healthy and have a nice evening. Bye bye.